Sitting in a masjid that's 90-something degrees and getting that cold water is nice. Say. شغل اللايف ستريم. ها؟ أنا ما شفتك. Alright. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. I have no pockets today, so now I have to hold this. Is it? I'm almost there. Alright, so we stopped on, I believe we stopped on hadith number 184. Hamza, you're going to have to come to my house after the class and get the Adab and Mufrad, because we brought it every single day except for today. Every day we brought it, but you weren't here. Huh? Oh, you have to leave right away or what?
Not because I wasn't able to make it to Fajr because I was kidnapped.
Huh? I mean, I might not remember it for Fajr, you know?
I could text you in the morning. I'm
saying you just go on your way home and just roll by and grab the book, hit the freeway, go. Inshallah, yeah. All right, so hadith number 184, right? All right, and before I get started, all right, so Hamid, if you're listening, hold on, I guess I gotta get my phone out to get ready to see who's online now and who's not. Hadith number 175. All right, Hamid was asking about the Sufyan. Which Sufyan was this in hadith number 175? And hadith number 175, that is Sufyan ibn Uyayna. Sufyan ibn Uyayna in hadith number 175. So you got 175 is Sufyan ibn Uyayna, and then the next two Sufyans are Sufyan al-Thawri. Sufyan al-Thawri. It's Sufyan ibn Uyayna. All right. So that's the answer to your question. I hope you hear it, inshallah, because I don't see you online yet. All right, so قال الإمام البخاري رحمه الله تعالى ما اسم البخاري؟ ها؟ أبو عبد الله من؟ محمد بن من؟ ها؟ ابن من؟ No. Go, say it, man. No, I asked him this last night. This is from yesterday. Baradizba. Al-Bukhari. Rahimahullah. All right, so قال الإمام البخاري رحمه الله حدثنا عبد الله ابن محمد الجعفي قال حدثنا أبو أسامة قال حدثني داود ابن عبد الله مولى بني هاشم قال حدثني عبد الرحمن بن محمد قال أخبرتني جدتي. I said أخبرتني جدتي. So this is where the hadith is gone. All right, now I mean, this narration is ضعيف. So جدتي مجهولة. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جدتي is مجهولة. What does that mean, مجهولة? Yeah, I gotta answer because Hamza's busy making orders for cheeseburgers. Robert, you order anything? Did you get something for him? Of course. All right. He's calling the restaurant. You got to stay now. You can't go till the food gets here. But I want something to drink though.
Who wants soda?
Like I want, yeah, you know.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So,
yeah, I need some sugar, man. Huh?
Pepsi?
Yeah, Pepsi.
Because you know that I told you.
Pepsi? Huh? They have cherry Pepsi? No.
Cherry Pepsi? This ain't the 1980s, akhi.
You know the.
Well, that was cherry Coke back in the 80s, right? Yeah, not cherry Pepsi. They didn't have cherry Pepsi in the 80s, but cherry Coke. All right. Sorry, I'm thinking cherry Coke. I want Mr. Pibb. Y'all remember that one, right? You know what my favorite was growing up? RC Cola. Now, you know, well, it's because when you live with a poor father that loves when somebody only has RC Cola in the house, why they have RC Cola. I'm not going to explain that online. But, a poor father who likes to spend the money on what goes in the RC Cola more than he likes to spend on the cola. You drink a lot of RC Cola growing up. That's the poor man's cola, right? Yeah. You had that before? Say. Yeah, it was like nothing. No, it used to be cheaper than $1. Like oh, yeah. 3 of them for $1. Yeah, because that's what I was saying. It was like 30-something cents for a 2-liter. Yeah. It was the cheapest thing. Huh? RC was what? Was it what? 7-Up? No. It's cold. RC Cola. It's like a generic cheap Coca-Cola. Just a bunch of food coloring and sugar and caramel.
Stuff too, like Crush was 7-Up. Root beer, 7-Up.
Oh, you talking about the company?
Yeah.
I don't know. Back in the days, not back in the 80s, nah. Because 7-Up didn't own everything, didn't it?
Inshallah, I'll come back.
Huh?
Come back.
All right.
Sorry.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi. All right, enough a trip down memory lane. Let's get with all right. So the hadith Jaddati Majhula. They don't even know who she is. Right here we have Abdurrahman ibn Muhammad. He says, Akhbaratni Jaddati. He said, my grandmother informed me, and nobody even knows who his grandmother is. So the hadith is da'if. Because his grandmother is reporting this from the Sahabiyya, from Salama radiallahu anha. So no, this hadith is not authentic. Alright, Zawj Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam kana fi baytiha. So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was in the bayt of Salama. فدعا وصيفة له أو لها. وصيفة is khadima. Wasifa is a khadima. It's a servant. Alright. And a wasifa is used whether it is a male or female. So it doesn't, like the tab marbuta does not mean that it is a female. It just means that it could be a khadim or khadima. It could be a male servant or a female servant. So the Prophet ﷺ was in the house of Salama, and he called for either the narration. They had doubt about who servant it belonged to. Was it for the Prophet ﷺ, or was he or she a servant of Salama? So he said, lahu aw laha, for him or for her. فَأَبْطَأَتْ, and the servant was slow in answering, and beckoning the call, I guess you could say. فَاسْتَبَانَ الْغَضَبُ فِي وَجْهِهِ. So you could see the anger started to appear on the Prophet's face. فَقَامَتْ Salama, and like I said, this hadith is da'if, because we know the hadith about Anas, and when he talked about how long that he served the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet never told him that he, something that he did wrong, why did you do this, or something that he didn't do, why haven't you done this? So just keep that in mind, that this hadith is not,
10 years or 12 years?
It was 10 years. Yeah, 10 years. So he said, so he said you could see the anger in his face. فَقَامَتْ سَلَمَةَ إِلَى الْحِجَابِ. So Salama went behind the partition that separates the men and the women in the house. Alright, فَوَجَدَتْ الْوَصِيفَةَ تَلْعَبْ وَمَعَهُ سِوَاكٌ. Alright, so she found the servant playing. وَمَعَهُ سِوَاكٌ. Now, I don't like the ma'ahu siwak, that could go back to the wasifa, or that could go back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of the two. One of the two had the siwak. It's not really clear. Let me read the rest of the hadith, inshallah. فقال لولا خشية القود يوم القيامة لأوجعتك بهذا السواك. So yeah, the siwak was in the hand of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he said, if it wasn't for fear of retribution on the day of judgment, I would have put you in pain with this siwak. Like he would have taken this siwak and whooped him with it, because he just saw him, like when they called him, he was just playing. He's playing. He's not, not doing his job. Zad Muhammad ibn al-Haytham Tal'ab bi-Bahma. So the servant was playing with a baby sheep. Al-Bahma is a walad min al-Dha'n. Whether or not it's the mawlud of a Dha'n. A Dha'n is a sheep that has wool, or a sheep that has wool. So it's the baby. I won't say the baby or whatever. I guess just baby, whatever, just for like easiness. Whether or not it's a male or female. All right, so al-bahma is male or female, doesn't matter, but it's the child, it's the newborn child, huh? Huh? ضأن. ضأن is الغنم، يعني من الغنم الذي له صوف على, the wool. Sheep, man, a female sheep. All right, yeah, from the khuruf. Yeah. All right, زاد محمد بن الهيثم تلعب ببحمة. قال فلما أتيت بها النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قلت يا رسول الله. So when I took her, so here we see that it's a female, right? So when I took her to the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, and I said, O Messenger of Allah, إنها لتحلف ما سمعتك. She swears that she did not hear you. All right, فقالت وفي يده سواك. And she said, and in his hand he had the siwak. All right. So, like I said, this narration is not authentic, and we know from the narration of Anas the manners of the Prophet ﷺ in dealing with his servants. So Allah musta'an. So yeah, this is da'if. What was the temperature today? I don't know what it's like 100 and something, but I know this masjid was 96 when we came in here. So, are you going back to Oakland or what? You might have to stay here and do some repairs around the corner. There's some broken down piece of machinery that's roaming the neighborhood that might need a little mechanical adjustment. Yeah, tune back in, get like set straight again. We'll see if the sprinkler heads come on missing again, inshallah. All right, so that hadith, yeah, not authentic. So hadith number 185, حدثنا محمد بن بلال قال حدثنا عمران. Imran is he's like a Saduq. Al-Hafidh ibn Hajar mentioned about him, Saduq lahu awham. Like his hadith is Hasan, but lahu awham, which means what? Like awham, it means like he has like basically like false assumptions. Like he thinks that, like, for example, like let's say that they're like two Khalids. Khalid ibn, I'm just saying, for example, like Khalid ibn Ahmed and Khalid ibn Muhammad. And he'll like guess, oh no, it's Khalid ibn Muhammad, but it was Khalid ibn Ahmed, yeah. So he has like oham, like and also sometimes with the wording of the narrations. But his hadith is Hasan. You just have to follow it up. So this hadith, this narration is Hasan, inshallah. All right, an Qatada, an Zurara, ابن أوفى عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من ضرب ضربا اقتص منه يوم القيامة. So he said, whoever beats somebody with a beating, and obviously this is what we talked about this yesterday. This is not, even though he said man daraba daraban, which is am, right? But as we see from the different narrations from yesterday, what? It's talking about man daraba daraban bish dhulman, like oppressive, like not that you discipline somebody that deserves it. It's not about that, but it means that you're doing it in an oppressive manner. Like you see how, okay, let's say that somebody comes up to you and does something to you, right? And you hit them and you knock them out. You knocked them down and you controlled the situation. You did what was upon you. Now, is this a sin for you? No, you defended yourself. While that guy is down and you go and you start stomping his head and kicking his ribs and saying, man, don't you ever put your hands on me again. I'm going to show you. Now what? You transgressed. Now you've gone beyond it. Now you've gone past ta'deeb. You've gone past this. charge these microphones up at least like every two lessons. Move it closer because the sounds are going to be weak. The battery died. So let me explain that again. Let's go back to that change of narration again because they didn't hear it. So Allahumma stan. So حدثنا خليفة قال حدثنا عبد الله بن رجاء قال حدثنا أبو العوام. So Abu al-Awwam here is Imran from the previous hadith. From the previous narration, Imran is Abu al-Awwam. His name is Imran ibn Dawar al-Qattan. Alright, and Qatada. Alright, this is Qatada ibn Sa'id. And Abdullah ibn Shaqiq, Qatada is a person that you're going to see a lot. If you read change of narration, he's another person that you will see a lot of. And Abdullah, and that's the reason why you see you always just see what Qatada. I think Abu Dawood, he always mentions like Qatada ibn Sa'id, like the whole, but most of you see a Bukhari, he'll just say Qatada, because it's known, like it's known who he is. And Abdullah ibn Shaqiq, and Abi Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu, and the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam qala man daraba daraban dhulman uqtassa minhu yawm al-qiyamah. So this is the same narration, but what did he add in this narration? Yeah, man daraba daraban dhulman. Now he added that dhulman, where he said whoever beats somebody oppressively, that means he's gone beyond disciplining, beyond, teaching a lesson, I guess you could say, right? So now he's transgressed and gone into oppression. That the retribution will be sought from him on the day of judgment. And that hadith is Hasan. It's Hasan. Any questions about that? You think we can finish this book up before Ramadan? I don't know. 6 months? We don't really have to move it though. Because we've been doing this for like 3 months, 4 months, and that's as far as we got, right?
That's the book we started in?
Yeah. Well, right now we're on Hadith number 1. Tomorrow, inshallah, we just finished 186 Hadith. Yeah. I think what's today, like the 80th or 81st class? So, yeah. You taking the missed classes? Yeah. Like the class, the morning class, and for Bukhari, we finished lesson number 107 today. No. Today was actually lesson 108. We started it, and I said, man, let's go home. Because I was too tired. I was like, forget it. We'll take the class. Because it was only me and Saif. So we started to do the class, and I was just like, nah, let's just go home. Like, we went over like the first 2 hadiths, and I said, just delete it. So we didn't even, we just deleted the recording. So we got to go back and do it again tomorrow. So tomorrow, inshallah, will be 108. Because it was Friday. I wasn't even in the mood. I was like, we're going to take a class. We're not going to take a class. And we took it, but then I just didn't feel it, Because normally, like before the class of Bukhari in the morning, I'll sit down, I'll read Fath al-Bari. I go to the class and my mind's going. But today it was just like, this is a hadith, right? Let's go home. It's like, that's it, khalas, man. I was not feeling it today. Almost done. Any questions? Vetro says, you ready for this one? You ready? This is going to be a good one.
What you writing on?
This is, show him this notebook, man.
You writing on leather?
Nah, this is those vintage notebooks. That thing's cool, ain't it, man?
Old-fashioned, like...
You seen this thing? Oh, sure. Look at it.
Wow.
Because I bought one of these notebooks to keep up with my revision of the Quran.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to go back and revise. So I said, man, I want one of these like old 1700 looking notebooks, with leather binding, and that thing's cool, ain't it, man?
Wild West, baby.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's like something that was passed down from the great-great-grandpa, right? Yeah, man, that's cool, man.
History repeats itself, huh?
Yeah, I mean, all they do is they like do stuff to the pages to make them look old,
Try to repeat the history.
It's nice.
Show us some glimpse of it.
Recycle paper and then they do a little something to it.
Yeah, they do something like
Yeah,
something.
small,
They showed it online, but I can't remember what it is. But I mean, that's leather though.
Probably
Yeah.
the same thing they did with that book, what was that, Book of Eli with Denzel?
Mm.
That book that everybody was trying to get? Probably the same thing they did with that book.
Man, if that ever happened, see, all of that, all those types of movies were taken by a book. Who wrote the book? Oh, no, this is an English book. English. This is for like the English literature question, right? So who wrote the book that movie was based off of? Whoa! Lord, you made it. How'd you get here? All right, man, you better hurry up and call Hamza and get you a burger, man. What was that? What was it based off of? It's a book written by Ray Bradbury.
What was the book based on?
No, the origin of that, what you're talking about, was a book.
Right.
It was written by Ray Bradbury.
Oh, okay.
Nobody knows. Comments? Any English literature people? It's actually a very good book, man. Another thing, I'll give you a hint, right? If you took books and lit them on fire, the heat, the temperature that the heat would be when those books all caught fire, that's the name of the book. Is that a good enough hint? Huh? Nobody. Even in the chat section, nobody.
Yeah, you talking about Ray Bradbury?
Ray Bradbury, he wrote this book, man.
You taking everybody back to these dudes ain't even. You talking
But this book this is like a dystopian classic, right?
Yeah.
So if you ask the people about like the book 1984, they know about it.
Even the 80s, man.
Yeah.
These dudes ain't readers no more.
And nobody knows, man. Vetro says melting pot. You're funny. That's New York. All right,
Melting pot.
melting pot. It's called Fahrenheit 451.
Oh, Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit 451, because 451 degrees is the temperature that the books have to be to burn, like, completely. So Ray Bradbury, once that fire gets fully going, it's at that temperature, so he called it Fahrenheit 451. So the whole point was in those days, and the setting of the story is that anybody that owned books, they had a fire department. And the fire department's job was to come and burn down the house of anybody that was in possession of books. So what happened was then you had certain individuals, they had to hide the books and keep them. And the main character in the story, he's working for the fire department. So he was a part of like burning down this woman's house, and then he saw the books and he was like, why are these people so ready to die for these things, for these books? So he started taking them. While the other firemen were burning down the house, he was taking the books and he started reading them. And they realized that because they couldn't keep the books in book form, so what did they have to start doing?
Taking them out the cover.
No, they had to start memorizing them.
Oh, yeah.
Because, and this was the whole thing. So once he got, they caught on to him and then he had to go on the run. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. Read the book. It's actually decent. It's Ray Bradbury. He's a good writer, But I wouldn't tell you to read a lot of English books, but that's a good story.
They did a remake of that and called it Equilibrium.
Equilibrium.
I don't know about all this stuff. I know about the book, man. That's all. That's the only thing I know about. I read that book twice, man. That is a good story. I mean, it's right up there. Like you have like 1984, Brave New World. But Brave New World was written based off of that. The dude that wrote Brave New World was a rainbow dude. Yeah. He got the food.
That's what it was. Oh, Rainbow.
He was from the part of the Rainbow Coalition. All right.
Delivery fee.
Delivery fee. Let's throw him off the balcony.
I'm taking the food too.
Khalid said To Kill a Mockingbird. No, that was a well written story though. I read that back in the days, like at least
Kill a Mockingbird.
Kill a Mockingbird. Yeah. If you're from the South, that's a.
They made us read that in like 7th grade.
That's a book though. You gotta read it because you want to read it, not because somebody makes you read it. Somebody makes you read it, it's not good, man.
If you read that, then you're gonna read, I know why the caged bird sings. If you're gonna read Kill a Mockingbird, you're gonna end up reading that too.
Yeah.
It's the same line.
And a separate piece, that's another one that they used to make us all read in high school. Jakarta said it was released in 1953. Yeah, I know, like, it's old, man. All of those, Fahrenheit 451, it's an old book. It's old. It's very, very old. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things, man, because, hey, man, we're readers, akhi. You know, the main thing that we love to read is the deen, but still, no. I still, like, all those Charles Dickens novels, all that I've read, you know, I can probably only name like one or two that I haven't read. You know, but all that stuff, I read it all. You know, because it's just like, you love reading, man. And then, you know, that was the thing about Ibn al-Qayyim. Like, Ibn al-Qayyim, rahimahullah, they mentioned about him that any book that they put into his hands, he read it. Because you don't know where you're going to get benefit from, right? If you look at, like, for example, like, let's look at, like, you read Oliver Twist, right? Written by Charles Dickens. There's a lot because Charles Dickens was a court reporter. That was his job, right? He was an actual court reporter. So a lot of his things deal with law and Old English law, right? So there's real stuff in the stories, like real history. It's not just like, you know, like those older books, they actually wrote with real history. They didn't make stuff up. Like, you know, like you read like Stephen King and all this type of stuff. It's just a made up story, right? But there they had an actual real history behind it. So when you're reading it, you're actually getting like history. You know, so those types of books, it's fun to read. But all this new, anything after like, I'll say like probably like 1960, forget it, man. All right. Hamid Jamal said, "What's the best day to do my walima? Whenever it's easier for the people to get there. There's no specific day for it." Oh, I forgot the question that we were supposed to ask. I'm sorry, man. Remember I said wait for this question. So Vetro says, "Is it permissible to watch WWE?" So is it permissible to watch a bunch of grown men in their underwear, oiled up, wrestling each other? Now, when I say it like this, it kind of sounds a little bit fruity, right? It sounds a little bit more than, tutti fruity, right?
Super fruity.
Yeah.
Bent hand and all, right?
Anything blue going all over the top of each other.
Yeah. Dudes in spandex, grabbing on each other, all oiled up, you know, throwing each other around, slapping each other. Yeah.
Having all on top of each other. Super fruity.
I think that answers your question, inshallah.
Feed your man hood in another man's face.
And then on top of that, kuffar, on top of that, the music, on top of that, I mean, it's just, yeah, man. What else?
The women with the cue cards, holding up what brow. It's crazy.
Ahmed Fareed, fear Allah. I mean, honestly, I don't even want to read your question. And I understand, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests you with tests that, you know, you can handle. So handle it. Be patient. Not everything you're just going to like make dua and it's just going to come out the sky and you're going to get it, you know. And then they sit there and say, why? Allah's going to give it to you when He's going to give it to you, with His hikmah, with His wisdom. You know, it's not for us to question anything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does everything with wisdom. If you're asking for something and Allah is not giving it to you, well, maybe there's a reason why He's not giving it to you. Well, maybe it's your sins that's keeping that dua from being answered, right? You're committing a lot of sins. Maybe you're asking for something that if Allah gave it to you, it would bring you destruction. Have husnul dhan billah. Have husnul dhan, like have good thoughts with Allah. And just, you know, whenever you're making dua for something, I sat there, wallahi, I made dua every single night, from all the way from like, I say like 2 o'clock in the morning, all the way up to the first adhan, the whole time that I was in LA to get to Yemen. And I couldn't get a job, I couldn't get money to go to Yemen, and I never, like, you know, alhamdulillah, never tired from making dua. And you have husnul dhan and you keep just doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And then Allah gave it to me. You know, Allah gave it to me when He saw from His wisdom. Now you understand the value of this thing. Now you can really take it and really benefit. Maybe if Allah had given me the chance to go to Yemen when I first wanted to go, I might have gone and stayed for a couple months and came back. I wouldn't have benefited like I did. So have good thoughts with Allah. This type of attitude, that's exactly probably why your dua is not getting answered. Instead, is it permissible to look at an exercise demonstration video or photo of a male in shorts or shirtless? Actually, what do you need? Look, man, I think everybody in the world knows how to do a push-up, a pull-up, a squat. And if you're trying to lift weights, bench press or whatever, what do you need to be looking at all this stuff for? When we were kids, we didn't even have this stuff, but we did it, right? We know how to do push-ups when we were kids. We didn't even have this stuff because we didn't have internet. We didn't have all this stuff. Actually, just do it. Just, get on the floor, do some push-ups. Plus, you shouldn't be going to gyms and doing all that type of stuff anyways. It's not permissible. We're going to, man, watch out. We keep saying shake. And I keep reading the question and I'm about to say, oh, y'all want to get blocked, don't you? All right, if a girl is born out of wedlock, is the biological father a mahram to the girl? No, he is not. He has nothing to do with the girl, nor does she have anything to do with him. And are his brothers and his father? No. She is the daughter of her mother. So anybody from her mother's side, her mother's brother, her mother's father, or her brother from, they can act as a mahram for her. But nobody from the father has nothing to do with her. Nothing. If he wants to support her, because he knows that, if he feels like, okay, there's a 100% possibility that, that this woman, she didn't fornicate with anybody but me, which, if you're dumb enough to believe that, all right, I'll tell you, okay, you can believe that if you want to. Nowadays, if you want to believe that, boy, you got to be seriously, man.
24-hour surveillance.
Yeah, you gotta be one of the dumbest people on earth. No, I'm the only one she's been with. Yeah, you believe that, homeboy. You go ahead and believe that.
For the past 5 minutes.
Yeah, today maybe. She's the only person, I'm the only man she's been with today. Yeah, this is 2024, man. These girls ain't got no loyalty. All right, the same applied to a boy with regards to his paternal. Yeah, if the boy, the same thing, the boy, he can be if he grows up and he's a Muslim and his mother's a Muslimah, and he was born out of wedlock, and there's no other Muslims in the family, and he's reached the age of puberty, then he can be the mahram he's the mahram for his mother, and he can also be the wali for his mother, if she has no other means, because he's the son of his mother, Maybe that's what answers the question, dude. You always ask that question, why do these dudes nowadays act like girls? Because that's what their lineage goes back to. Yeah, because they don't have lineage going back to men. They have lineage going back to women. So there you go. So all the characteristics, subhanAllah. Why these days you just want to go up in the mountains and disappear, don't you? Huh, Robert? Wallahi, just living in these days, wallahi, akhi. Youth are disrespectful and stupid. Everybody. It's just, illa man rahima rabbi. Only the people that Allah has mercy on, still have just this little level of intelligence left, SubhanAllah, and manners, like you.
Can you imagine if the job was to appear? Rasulullah told us, if you hear that he's on the land, moving around, go off into the hills and go hide out in the mountains. How many families could we safely migrate with? You know what I'm saying? We're going to be there.
No, because most of the families that the Dajjal came out right now, say, man, I want to see this guy. Where is he at? Yeah, that's what's going to happen with the majority of people. I want to go get a picture of him so I can post it on Instagram. Take a selfie with the Dajjal. This is what Muslims, I'm talking about the Muslims, man.
I'm going to be hiding up there with the bears and Bigfoot.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take my chances with Yogi Bear. You up there in Yosemite somewhere, man, just like,
Lions and tigers,
hey.
come on, lions, tigers, and bears.
Hey.
We gonna get along.
Kids, y'all see this waterfall? That's the only entertainment y'all got for the next 5 years. We're gonna watch this waterfall and fish, and that's it, man. All right. Ustaz, what does ajib mean? It means amazing.
Read the multi question.
Well, I didn't even see it.
It was a brand new
Well, I'm just going down in order. Because we might not do a Sharia. We might just start it back tomorrow. Cause just take questions. Because I'm not. Yeah. All my energy went out at Maghrib Khalas, man. I had that one, and he let me down, man. Yes, he did, Akhi. I got to the third page of Surah Al-Luqman. I was feeling good, and I'm like, and Hamza doesn't correct me, man.
I said I let him.
He let me suffer, let me sweat, let my heart start pounding while I'm trying to remember the ayah. Then I finished the ayah, I'm like, man, forget this. Allahu Akbar, let's go. And then he goes like, why'd you finish so quickly? You were doing good. I'm like, what are you talking about doing good, man? I'm over there like swimming in the middle of the ocean. You're not even throwing me a life jacket or nothing, man. Yeah.
You're doing so good.
Nah, that's what I'm gonna do to him next time. Yeah. Cause he's like, oh, you did cause the first rak'ah, we did the first 2 pages. It was
smooth. It was like on cruise control.
Yeah, but then I said, I got a little overconfident. And I said, I'm gonna go and do the 3rd page in the 2nd rak'ah. No. I told you I should have done Qul Huwallahu Ahad.
I was expecting Qul Huwallahu Ahad. It's like, cause he said it before the salah, he said, second rak'ah we'll just do Qul Huwallahu Ahad.
I'm not gonna read 2 pages in the first rak'ah. I read Qul Huwallahu Ahad in the 2nd rak'ah. No, come on, man. That is not gonna happen. That's like imbalance, you know.
I didn't tell him about it. He was there recently, like 2 weeks ago or a week ago. They asked me to lead the Maghrib prayer at Mr. President because the 2 main people who do it, they weren't there. Each rak'ah was 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, this dude. He goes and reads. He goes and leads Qiyam al-Layl, akhi.
Wallahi, there's like Surah Al-Ma'idah. Once I start reading Surah Al-Ma'idah, you're standing.
That's why I don't let him lead the Salat al-Isha no more. Because remember the last time I let him lead Salat al-Isha, I said, Hamza, keep it short. He said, I got it, don't worry. And he starts reading Surah Al-Araf. No, was it Maryam or Araf that time?
Salah ad-Din was here.
Okay. Yeah, man. I'm like, that's it, you're fired.
But I won't do it no more.
I know.
No, I mean,
do it in person. Yeah, do it in Mr. President.
It was like 5.5 minutes of the first 2 rak'ahs.
That's crazy. What were you reading? What surah?
Surah Al-Ma'idah.
Surah Al-Ma'idah.
Surah Al-Ma'idah.
And what was his Maghrib?
Maghrib prayer.
Let him suffer. Let him feel it. Let him feel it.
He was there, remember? It was a long prayer.
And you were mad too, were you?
The uncle next to me was.
If you really lead Salat too long in Yemen, like they'll start doing this. SubhanAllah. It's like, come on. La ilaha illallah. You start hearing feet going towards the door. Yeah, man.
If I read Surah Al-Baqarah or Surah Al-Ali, like the first, obviously 10 surahs, is like those are the first 10 surahs that I could just read. Because those were the ones that I put my main focus for the past 2 months. Now I'm just going down. Like Surah Al-Anbiya, easy. Surah Al-Furqan, Shu'ara, Maryam, Taha, like those.
Yeah, but Surah Al-Luqman,
no, I did. I said we do it at Isha time.
Not easy for you.
Oh, Fajr time. We do it Fajr time.
What's that?
Luqman.
Again? Oh, you just like to watch me suffer, don't you?
No, we do it. But
I was going to ask
immediately.
the question, if you do get in that situation where the imam or whoever's leading prayer, and you can't do it, you don't want to do it, or you refuse to do it because it's too long, or you just can't do it, what do? You walk off, you redo that salat by yourself, or what?
No, you gotta be patient, but you gotta, you shouldn't go with at the level of the people, know who you're, Me, I'm gonna go in lines with the Sunnah. So in Fajr, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to read like 60 to 100 ayats. So Fajr, we're gonna try to make it longer. But even then, we somewhat, like today in Fajr, what did we recite? You know what we recited, what?
Surah Sajda and Surah Al-Insan.
So that's altogether, that's 5.5 pages. 3 pages in the first rak'ah, 2.5, almost 2.5 in the second. So Surah Al-Sajda is, it's 3 pages. So,
December, actually.
but that's Sunnah, that's what the Prophet ﷺ used to recite on Friday. So we do that every Friday. So everybody knows if you come to the masjid, Salat al-Fajr on Friday, you already know what's about to happen. You know what's going to take place. So you might as well go ahead and stretch before you come.
Get your coffee before you get here.
Yeah, it's like, do some, whatever it is, breathing exercises or yoga, whatever it is, so you don't tighten up in the salat, whatever you got to do. Get here ready. But, yeah.
You're going to get it all in 2 rak'ahs.
Yeah. But like Maghrib, generally, like about the level of like Surah Al-Dariyat and up, Surah Al-Dariyat, Surah Al-Tur, like these types of surah, like a page and a half, 2 pages.
I remember.
But he just goes buck wild, like, he'll just go there and just like, he'll think that this is Ramadan all over. He goes into like PTSD mode and he thinks he's in Vietnam in the trenches. He's like, Allahu Akbar, y'all get ready. It's like,
And one time I was at the restaurant with my dad. It was me, my dad, and my little brother. There was nobody else. And he was all like, with the Maghrib time came in, I was like, can I leave? He said, yeah. We spent, I recited Surah Al-Tawbah. After the salah, he went off on me. He said, "You're at the restaurant. You shouldn't be reading that long."
He didn't want to go back to work. All right, good question here. NK, what is the proper way a marriage meeting should be done? What is the proper way a marriage meeting should be done?
Talk to the father.
Yeah, first off, it should be arranged through the wali. It doesn't have to be the father because, it depends on whoever fulfills the conditions of being the girl's wali. If the father's the wali, she's a Muslimah, he's a Muslim, he's the wali, khalas. And he's got his mind, he's not like, bonkers or anything like that, and then khalas, he's the wali. If not, then it goes to the next in line. So it can't be arranged by you talking on the phone with the girl and saying, hey, talk to your father and let him know that I want to marry you and all this. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work.
He said the hijab journey. I told you about that.
You go to the father, you tell the father, I want to marry your daughter, and you set up a meeting, and you sit down and talk to him, and then if he, and he'll let you see the girl, she sees you, you can ask her questions while in his presence, and that's it. If you want to marry her, then you marry her. And that's how the meeting goes. It's very simple. But doing this stuff in a Walmart bathroom, FaceTime or like 3 o'clock in the morning in an abandoned house or we're not these, like I told you, those made in China marriages. He's like it's not permissible. It has to go through the man. Because like I said, it's our respect. It's a respect for your Muslim brother and honoring your Muslim brother. That's his daughter, akhi. Could you imagine, like, if you do that to another man's daughter, don't be surprised when somebody does the same thing to your daughter. And don't even get angry, or worse. Or worse. Don't even get angry.
You won't feel they do the same, but when they do worse,
then you're gonna feel it, yeah. So Allah musta'an.
I have a question, man.
What's up?
Okay. So, over here in the West, we have a lot of these da'is giving bad advice and telling these sisters that if your father don't want to give permission for you to marry this person, then you can circumvent your father and go to your brother, so on and so forth. And it seems that they don't understand that if you supersede or bypass your father, you're establishing that your father is not in his right state of mind, he's not fit for the amana, and so on and so forth. And I think that at some point, that needs to be clarified. And and then, once they make their brother or their cousin, whoever the wali, that situation, 9 times out of 10, it goes bad. Then they have to go back to the father, and now they've already gone to the imam or whoever with their brother or their cousin or whoever is wali. Now at the end, they end up having to lasso their father to drag their father back in, but they've already made their father unfit.
Let's see, we spoke about that before, right? And the imam has no right to say anything. Like, could you imagine, Akhi, again, you're a Muslim, this is your daughter, and then the imam of a masjid like goes up and says, well, the guy goes up and says, I want to marry her, but the father won't let me. So what I would say is, go find another girl. That's it, game over, khalas. He doesn't like you, He's protecting his daughter. You should respect him for that. You should go up and say, look, and go and let him know. Say, hey man, that's good. The way that you look out for your daughter, I respect you for that. Go. Maybe if you said something like that, he might give you a call 2 days later and say, hey, come by the house and talk to me. You don't know what's going to happen. Be a man, and respect his decision. And go look for another woman. It's simple. It wasn't written for you. It's done. It's gone. But to go to an imam and then have the imam say, oh no, you can bypass the father. Yeah, Akhi, look, I'm not saying it's permissible for that father to take a baseball bat and beat that imam. But let's just say that if he did, I would understand. Because what gives you the right to tell this man to go to this man's family and circumvent the father? Like, are you like, will I enter? Why are you enter in the akal? I'm serious. Like, I mean, are you really like seriously? What's going on upstairs? That's crazy, Akhi, to imagine that a Muslim would do that to another Muslim. So, that's not permissible, and that marriage is invalid. Now, that doesn't mean if they think that the marriage is valid and they think that what they're doing is correct, now they're not considered fornicators. You can't punish them the punishment of fornicator. If the imam knows what he's doing, he should be lashed. Because he's the one that facilitated this fasad, and he's the one that opened up the doors for this fitna. And these are the du'at ala abwab al-jahannam that the Prophet ﷺ warned us against. No, that's the father. The imam has nothing to do with that man's daughter. Nothing. Like me, I have no say-so what you do with your daughter. That's your business. That's your family. You can come to me and ask me advice, and I can give you advice, but I can no say-so what goes on in your household. That's your house. You're the man of the house. That's your responsibility. And for me to get involved in that business, again, min husn al-Islam in mar'i what? Tarakuhu ma la ya'nihi. From the perfection of one's Islam is leaving out and staying away from matters that do not concern you. And these are matters that don't concern you. What goes on in his house with his family, not my business. If he comes to me and asks me advice, I give him advice. If he tells me the situation and say, look, this is happening, I can advise him. But it's not my position to go and start telling you, well, they need to do this, you need to change this. No, that's you. You're the man of the house. You have to make that decision. And this is that man's daughter, Akhi. Wallahi, that's like serious. People will die over that. People will kill and die over that. You going around messing around with a man's family. And that's wrong, Akhi. And that right there, that will destroy brotherhood, destroy communities, destroy everything. It's not my job to tell you what to do with your wife, what to do with your daughter, what to do with your children. All I can do is advise you if I see that that you're open for the advice, and try to advise you. But you have to that's your responsibility. That's your household. You're the ra'i. You're the shepherd of this household, not me. So it's not the marriage and what goes on with the marriage. The imam has nothing to do with it. In fact, the imam does not have to even be present at the marriage in the first place. Only 2 people need to be present when the marriage is conducted: the man who's getting married and the wali. No, the girl does not even have to be present. The guardian, the wali, the guardian of the girl. Those 2 people need to be present. And they can do this together and announce it to the people. If you do it like this, you have to announce it. Obviously, it's better to have people come and witness so that everybody knows that the marriage is, but it's not an obligation. It's not an obligation. The only two people that need to be, the imam does not even need to be present, nor does he even need to be invited to the walima. You understand? So he should have nothing to do with the marriage. No say so in what goes on in this man's house. People need to stop doing this, akhi. Like you're turning, like they're trying to turn the imam into like he's like the wali al-amr of the balad. You know, where like, nah, akhi, we don't have the imam. You lead the salat and you teach the people. That's it. People need advice, you give them advice. It's not your job to tell this person, no, well, if he doesn't do this, you can go circumvent and go to her brother and do this. Akhi, come on, well, like that imam, like seriously, if that was a Muslim country, if this happened in Sardia, he'd be lashed, akhi, he'd be lashed. Wallahi, that imam would be lashed and he would never be allowed to be an imam in the masjid ever again. They would lash him. Yeah.
It's destroying family because their fathers are losing relationship with their daughters. Those marriages end ugly, and then the father has, the father's ready to do something to the man that's dealing with his daughter, and now none of the people have any kind of relationship with each other after a month or two.
Yeah, it destroys the relationship with the girl and her father.
These marriages are not lasting 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. These marriages are lasting maybe 6 months.
Yeah, and for what? This girl destroys
everybody.
She destroys the relationship that she has with her father for a marriage that's probably not even going to make it through the year. And destroys it. Yeah, because there's no barakah in this marriage. It's haram. It's invalid. And the only thing that would validate the marriage is the fact that these two that got married are ignorant. And they listened to the imam, they thought he knew what he was talking about. The sin is, but they still, that marriage still, and the asl of it is invalid. It's invalid. The only thing that keeps them from being considered fornicators is their ignorance. That's it. But the imam, if he knows now, he should be lashed. But from the Muslim authorities, not from us. We don't have the authority. Like I said, if this is a Muslim country, like in Sardia and Yemen, that's it, man. He's done. He's going to be lashed. And like I said, he will never have that position ever again. Never.
He got more than lashed.
No, he'll get lashed and that's it. He's blacklisted for the rest of his life. That's it. He's done. He's not, no imam position for him. He'll probably won't even be allowed to talk in a masjid ever again.
الله سبحانه وتعالى يعني رفض انه يغفر لابويه النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم يعني بسبب النبي اللي جاء قبله. هل الله سبحانه وتعالى يعني رفض انه يغفر لابويه النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم بسبب الدين الذي جاء؟
لا هم ماتوا على الكفر. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he mentioned that his parents are in the hellfire.
Wait till the Ash'ari hear you. So wait till the Ash'ari hear you.
I don't care. That's a hadith, so they can say whatever they want to say. Yeah, look it up.
I know.
No, but look up the exact hadith.
No, because
the guy, he told him, he asked him about his father, and he said, Abu Finnar. And then he said, he turned around, he saw like the sadness, he said, Abi wa Abu Finnar. Look it up, look up the exact hadith. So we can give it to the people, inshallah. Vetro said, instead, is it permissible to look at gore videos to take lessons and be reminded of death? No. If you want to be reminded of death, akhi, go to the graveyard, and that's enough of a reminder of death. And just sit here watching like Faces of Death videos or something like this.
All the monkeys and all that.
No, they watch these gore videos of just people dying. Akhi, come on, man. That stuff hardens your heart, man. Yeah.
Don't watch your body, you will never have to eat. That'll be on your mind from that day on.
If for watching like punishment, like for example, if you see a person who fornicates, and if we actually had like the punishment of the person being stoned to death, and you take the people to go see this punishment so they understand like this is the punishment for the person that commits this sin, so they avoid that sin, especially like the kids. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good, huh? Yeah, Vietnam, but then they ain't gonna be like, the girl be like, hey, you wanna go out? Absolutely not. I like my head attached to my body, thank you very much, All right, so it says, Anna Rajulan, this is reported on Anas ibn Malik. Now you gotta go down. You go down in this Sahih Muslim, all right. And Bukhari, all right. No, Mufrad Muslim. Alright, so Anas ibn Malik radiallahu anhu reported, أن رجلا قال يا رسول الله أين أبي? So he said, a man came to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, where is my father? قال في النار. He said, your father's in the fire. فلما قفا. قفا means what? But we talked about this before. Why is it قفا? Where is the qafa? Yes, you were here. Qafa, where is it? The back part of the head, right here. You know that bone? Right where the bone ends? And the cranium? That last part of the bone, this soft part right here is called the qafa. So this is like where all the nerves and all this stuff, where there's no protection, right? So this is the part where if you get hit too hard on it, you can lose your memory and stuff like that. That part is called the qafa. So he said, for qafa, it means that he turned around so the person can see what? Can see his qafa. Yeah. So he said, فَلَمَّا قَفَّ دَعَاهُ. He said, so when he turned around, he called him back. He said, فَقَالَ إِنَّ أَبِي وَأَبَاكَ فِي النَّارِ. He said, my father and your father are in the fire. And this hadith is in Sahih Muslim, so the Ash'ariyun can say whatever they want to say. So yes.
That's what.
Huh?
Did anyone do it?
Go ahead, call the adhan. No,
Yeah.
But he's gonna have to call it outside.
Our security.
Let out the matter. But you gotta call it outside. We got the honorary muadhin today. Decides that he wants to visit us from Oakland.
Yeah, we actually missed your presence here.
All right.
2 weeks left, right?
You may take the mic too?
No.
All right.
Because we're gonna keep the lesson going into it. We just wanna get the adhan called now, so once we finish the lesson, we can pray.
They're getting cold.
Y'all wanna eat or what? Go.
You said no eating in the masjid.
No, it's Friday, man. We'll clean. Because we clean up out here.
Yeah. Everyone get your ghanima.
Huh?
You know I disagree with
What's that?
it. Not eating.
No, wait, hold on. Because
You disagree with what?
Not eating.
No, I made that rule because I don't want
okay, this is all these
kids eating in the masjid. If you're gonna clean up, eat, but make sure that you clean. That's it.
Hey, Ibrahim, this is yours. It's clean. Take off.
Hamid Jamal said, Ustad, the book Lu'lu wal Marjan is very underrated. Would you do it, then do Sahih Bukhari? Maybe when we finish the Mukhtasar Sahih Bukhari, we'll do a Lu'lu wal Marjan, inshallah.
Oh yeah, for him.
No. We didn't want anything. We have food at the house. Because what happened today, we have food from the Shahbaz. His family made some curry beef. My son messed up the rice, man. He put too much salt in the rice. And the basmati rice. So when we went home to eat the rice, it was like, man, we were eating it. I was like, man, this is like it's cooked with seawater, I'm like, nah. I said, that's it. We're gonna get pizza. So we had to hurry up and just get something quick that was close to the house. So we just ordered pizza. So we're good.
Huh? When you said, is there more? I thought you meant for you to take home.
No.
That's what I was no.
And Jakarta says, I admire how Amish and Mennonite live. Yeah, I wish that we had a community like the Amish.
Al-Amish?
No, Al-Amish.
Community like ours?
No, Al-Amish, the Amish. If we had a nice Muslim community like the Amish, but on the Sunnah, I'm seriously, man. He's gonna break the windows, man.
Look at the bacon. This is turkey bacon. Okay.
I'm telling you, I have no shahir right now. None whatsoever. All I want is sugar. That's all I want.
Yeah, smell this.
No, I don't.
Smell the bacon. Smell the bacon. Tell me what you think about it.
That's good.
What do you think about it? Wait, hold on.
Turkey?
Turkey bacon.
Hamid Jamal says, yeah, Ustaz, what is the correct view on libas al-shuhra, like wearing clothing that the people aren't accustomed to? It's not permissible, actually. It's not permissible. You wear the best of your clothing, but you're not trying to wear clothing that draws attention to you. And we talked about this before. Like what? Coming to Jumu'ah like a purple thobe or a pink thobe. Yeah, you just wear a white thobe. The best of all your clothing that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned is the what? The white. What's up? Go ahead. Go ahead.
بس كنت سألت عن
أنا what?
بس كنت سألت عن هل ذكرت حديث ولا الناس الأصل حرام ولا الناس الأصل
No, المعصفر. بالزعفران. You see, in the old days, they used to use like a za'afaran to like dye the clothing. So that color is impermissible for the men. And mu'asfar. You know, like that Buddhist monk that was going we were going to go get the pizza, right? And we're like going past the food max, and this Buddhist monk dude is just walking across into the. I'm like, hey. Did somebody put like some drugs in my water? Like, what is this guy just walking across? This got like, you know, the orange robes on and all this, you know. I'm like, on the west side of Fresno. Yeah, man.
The lady just pushed her basket and her out in front of me the other night, right out here.
Well, this is a Buddhist stuff. I mean, the orange, you know, that like looked like he came out of like a Tibetan monk monastery, like. At first, I thought it was our friend. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, there's the Hare Krishna guy. Like, hey man, he's still a Muslim or what? Kev Jumba, yeah. Dude, yeah, I'll talk. I'm just keep scrolling and scrolling. I'm not even reading the questions.
Someone asked, is mut'a halal?
Of course not. We've discussed this issue in Bulugh Maram. Yeah, we went over this whole issue in Bulugh Maram. Hamid Jamal, Hamza going to lead the Salat? Absolutely not.
Oh, come on. I read Surah Al-Shams and Zalzala.
I don't trust you.
No, I read. Okay, Salah, you know, I'm not. Salah's not
I
something
don't
to joke
trust
about.
you.
Come on, we're in a masjid. I won't lie in the masjid. Or lie outside the masjid, anyways.
Mustafa said, if I haven't studied the conditions for takfir, then am I held accountable for not making takfir of certain people? The ulama to make. Look, akhi, it's not your job to make takfir of nobody anyways. Even if you understand the conditions, that's for the ulama, that's not for us anyways. If we open that door to allow people just to make takfir,
None of us would be left.
yeah, then exactly. Then we end up like Daniel making takfir of everybody. You know, some idiot from Houston that studied in Harvard and didn't study Islam one day in his life, but mashallah makes takfir of like half the country.
And then he says, no, I'm just giving nasiha.
Yeah, oh, I didn't make takfir on him. And he doesn't even understand what the alfaz of takfir are, you know. So I say, okay, so calling somebody a Zionist is not making takfir on him. Are you serious? If you call a person a Zionist, you just call him a kafir. Akhi, come on, because you're saying that he supports the kuffar against the Muslims. You just made takfir on him. But this is what the people do, because the people, they open up that door to these juhal, these ignoramuses that come in, it's like so they can open their mouths and talk about things they've never studied. Akhi, these people they've never even, if you were to ask them what are the ashara, nawaqid al-Islam, the 10 main things that take the people out of Islam, there's no ikhtilaf, right? Actually, they don't even know this. So it's like, how do you make it takfir on people, calling people Zionists and calling? Actually, we don't open this door to this. This is a door of fitna. And if and it's not something that somebody would want to do in the first place. You know, to make takfir of a person, actually, that's a heavy duty. No, man, leave that for the ulama. So again, min husn al-Islam al-mar'i tarakuhu ma la ya'ni. From the perfection of a person's Islam is leaving off those things that do not concern you. You don't have the knowledge of it, doesn't concern you. Petro, we've already answered this question. He said, can we memorize the Quran using Roman transliteration out of necessity? Absolutely not. Everybody, I am not a very intelligent person. I am not. I mean, I still, I think the last grade that I finished was in 10th grade, and I was in 10th grade 3-4 times. I spent 5 years in high school. 4 of those years were in 10th grade. Never finished high school to this day. I'm not an intelligent person out here. I learned how to read Arabic. I learned how to speak Arabic. So you can do it. Khalas. I mean, there's no excuse. And there's people that was intelligent than me, and I've watched them learn to read Arabic. There's no excuse, Akhi. No excuse. Learn to read. You sit down and learn. Just put some work. This is the deen of Allah. I mean, what? Going to Jannah is not worth, putting a little struggle in to learn the Arabic language. Learn how to read Arabic, what? It's not worth it? speech of Allah, to understand the speech of Allah is not that valuable that you don't want, oh my God, it's too hard. No, man, put the work in and do it. Just do it. Striving Slave says, is Omar Suleiman's Aqidah correct? Yeah. Yeah, just as much as like McDonald's is a down south home cooked cheeseburger.
I gotta order a laugh for the Omar Suleiman question.
That's funny. That's funny.
3 to 5 business days.
If his Aqidah is correct,
Then
then I'm like, whoa, I'm done, Akhi, I'm done. Like I'm like, I told you those mountains, it's time for it. We're gonna go live with the Amish now, boy, like straight up. Allahumma
Who's
sta'an.
the Amish?
The Amish.
Who are they?
Oh, wow, these young people today don't even know who the Amish people are, man. They're like, you know, the men dress like Abraham Lincoln and the girls still wear the dresses from like the 19 or the 1700s.
They still exist?
Yeah.
Why don't they? But don't they do like a whole lot of blood sacrifice?
Dave Chappelle's generation should know, because he talks about them all the time, because he lives around them.
But don't they do a whole lot of blood sacrifice, these people?
Blood sacrifice for what?
Like these Amish people. I heard.
They just live off the land. Like there's no electricity. They live in these wooden cabins. They everything that they live in, they build it with their hands. You know, it's everything. They even now you can go online and actually order log cabins from the Amish now, and they'll like ship them to you. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like smart. They make some money. You can go online. They got like they sell their honey, bee pollen and stuff. Even on Amazon, you can go and like type in the Amish honey, you know, stuff like that. So they're like farmers. You know, they just live off the land, and because they're originally like Germans, and they even speak like their own dialect. That's this old school dialect of German, Dutch. You know, that they still speak even till today. And English is like one of their languages.
There's no religion associated with it?
They're like old school Christians. You know, I don't know. Do they believe in like marrying more than one wife too, or what?
No.
Or is that just the Mormons?
Oh, yeah, they do.
They do, don't they?
Always do.
Do you think their girls are virgins?
No, I think they do. They might have it in their beliefs, but they're not allowed to do it because of the. No doubt. Like if you were going to marry from Ahlul Kitab, yeah, you could. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't say that the women. Because you know they're out in the farms, man. You don't know what they're doing with the cousins and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, you got a better chance of getting a Christian girl who's, you know, who hasn't fornicated from the Amish than anywhere else, Akhi. Well, I would trust the Amish girl more than I would trust a nun, Akhi, because the nuns be doing some funky business, man. Seriously, they raping little boys and stuff, man. The nuns and the fathers. They want to talk about Islam, Akhi, they rape boys, Akhi. Assalamu alaikum. Did you record the khutbah? Should I post that khutbah today? I messed up, man. Were you up there? Were you upstairs? You weren't here when I was about to end the first khutbah. I was tired, man. I was about to say, Subhanakallah. I couldn't. I had to stop myself, and I was like, and then I forgot what I was like. I just sat down, you know? I was like, I didn't say anything, man.
He was on his way to sit down. He looked at me and smiled.
I was like that. I was like, I'm stupid shit, man. I'm like, I mean, what do you want me to do? You want me to sit there, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm just smiling, man. Just whatever. You just embarrass yourself in front of a whole bunch of people. Enjoy it.
I mean, it's not like video recorded, it's just audio.
Even if it was, who cares? Who cares? I mean, what? We're not going to make mistakes, alhamdulillah. Inshallah, I'll post it tomorrow, inshallah. What advice can you give for somebody that wants to make hijrah to southern Yemen like Sayyun and his mother and with his mother in the near future? Actually, everything goes back to the assistance of Allah. Make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for you. Constantly make dua. Constantly make dua. Everything that I ever did in my life is just dua. I don't believe in nothing else. Oh, I mean, sabr wa salah. And the salah is what? It's dua also. It's not just praying, but it's also making dua. You know, so you be patient, stay in obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you continue to make dua and continue to pray. You know, pray at night, pray as much as you can and make as much dua as you can. You know, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ come on, come on.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين ولا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أمواتا بل
That's it, you're not leading the salah.
No. Surah Al-Baqarah, that's actually one of my favorites.
Alright, where's the seeking knowledge class? Inshallah, we're gonna go back to it tomorrow, man. Tomorrow, inshallah. I've been real, because I've been putting so much attention to the class at Fajr and the class at night, and it's just so much. So sometimes even for any one of these books, I have to do a lot of like going through different books, and then I look at my watch and it's like and I gotta tell Hamza we're not having a class in the afternoon because we do the classes. It's supposed to be after Asr.
I have a question. You might want to answer this one.
Go ahead.
What's one book? If I could get you a book, what book would you give?
One book.
If I could give you one book, what book do you want me to give you?
You got it right now.
I don't know, because I don't know what book you want.
I told you.
What is it?
Try it.
Oh no, you take it. Actually, yeah, here's check it.
Oh, you know what they got now? Here's the one book you can get.
Just see that, I know, I'll keep that for myself.
Fath al-Bari from the Dar es-Salaam copy. They have it at
Adab.
yeah, but they have it at Sifat al-Safwa now. The Dar es-Salaam copy. Tell your brother next time. Don't put so much ice, man.
No, I think he did it because I was like, hurry. Because I wanted to make it in time for Sharia, and we never ended up.
Yeah, no, we'll do it tomorrow, so. Because we haven't been answering the questions for the last couple of weeks, so. On Friday, we said it's just going to be open. Sorry. See, I told you, it's the food.
So Imam,
See, he hasn't been doing this. He's been cool, but then as soon as he ate this food and drank that Pepsi, no.
he was doing it earlier.
Oh, he was.
Me and Saddam were having a serious conversation, and you're like,
But it's because he ate the food over there, right?
yeah,
Before.
I ate a shrimp or two.
Before.
Because I'm telling you, it's the oil or
Actually, he
the...
did it when we were driving out there, and then he did it when we were sitting at the table too. Before.
Okay, so this has been going on all day.
Yeah.
It's been,
Well, he hasn't been here. This is the first day he's been here for like 3 days.
yeah.
I got kidnapped.
So that's why I just assumed that he hasn't been doing it because he hasn't been here.
No, he has.
Okay, he was
Me and Saddam were.
and you talked to him about the diet changes that he needs to make.
Diet changes.
Oh, no, don't worry, he'll get him out there.
Uh,
He'll get him out there.
No, me and Saddam were having a
he's
serious
gonna tell you the different herbs and stuff that you can take.
Well, yeah. I seen what Saddam got over there. No, me and him were having a serious conversation. We were like, and then.
We're gonna talk about that one later, man.
So, Imam.
I hope you.
So, back to the people of the midnight marriages.
Oh no, we're not done with this topic yet.
No.
Back on the made in China marriages, huh?
Yeah.
Modi marriage.
So,
Somebody put, Daniel. Because I mentioned Daniel's name. All right. Go ahead.
if we're giving the people the hadiths and the ayats, informing them that these marriages are not valid, and they persist and continue to do so, how long do we continue to deal with that situation before we are obligated to expose the people for what it is that they're doing?
Yeah, because that's, what you're supposed to
We have
do.
protect the rest of the community to stop that kind of situation from spreading.
See.
How long, even if they don't accept the deliver from us, how long do we endure that situation before we have to?
No, that situation should be fixed once the evidence has been brought to the person. ما كان لمؤمن ولا مؤمنة إذا قضى الله ورسوله أمرا أن يكون لهم الخيرة من أمره. So it's not for a believing man or a believing woman once Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has legislated a matter to have any choice from themselves. They don't have a choice.
You forgot what Rasulullah.
Oh, that's it.
You didn't translate that one.
Oh, okay, or the translation, but I said it.
Yeah, you said it in
Okay,
Arabic.
just making sure I didn't mess up the Arabic. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his messenger legislated something, that's it. You don't have a choice in the matter because, what we believe and what we think and what we feel actually means nothing in the grand scheme of things, right? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's al-Hakim. And he sent this messenger to make clear to the people what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down. Us, our job is to follow. Our job is not to make things up or try to look into things that aren't there or try to, you know what I'm saying? So once the person knows the truth, this issue came up in Jacksonville right before I left. So it's because the brothers, they were marrying these Christian girls, right? And it was just a simple thing because they were getting information from a brother who didn't study the deen. He studied French in the college in Iraq, but he comes to America teaching the deen. And the people trusted him. I mean, he had very strong recitation in the Quran. He's a hafiz. So that can lead the people to think, okay, this dude knows what he's talking about, but he doesn't. So when I found out what happened with the marriages, and I told the brothers, look, if she's a Christian, her wali has to be from her religion. And because the brother that I was close to, I won't mention his name now, but he's the one that went, and as soon as I told him that this is it, he went to go fix all the marriages. Right away, no waiting. So right away, one brother got on the phone with me, called me, and said, what I got to do? What do I got to do to fix the marriage? I said, go to the girl's father, who's a Christian, sit down with him, and I told him what to say to him, and khalas, then you get your marriage is valid, khalas, game over, just to get everything fixed. And they did that right away. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's the way it's supposed to be. If you give the evidence to a person and he's like, well, we're already married, so no, you're not. See, you were married originally because of your ignorance. That's the only thing that keeps the marriage valid, is your ignorance. You're not ignorant now. Fix the marriage. Fix it and get it valid. If you refuse to do that, then the marriage is not valid. Once the knowledge has come to you, now you have the knowledge. Now you've circumvented the wali. Now you've done all this type of garbage. That marriage is not valid. You need to go back and fix that with that girl's father. And if that girl's father says, no, I don't accept this marriage, then y'all separate. Separate. It's over. Accept it. Accept that as the punishment for the sin that you've committed. Khalas. But to sit back and try to say, ignore the truth, and no, this is what gets people in the hellfire. Once the truth has been made clear to you, you've seen the evidence. I'll look into it. No, you're not going to look into it. There it is. There's nothing to look into. The evidence is right there. This is the haq. We follow the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I don't care about what this Imam says. I don't care about what these people say. You have the Hadith from the Prophet. What about the interpretation of this Imam? Who is he? Who is he? Is he somebody like these Imams in America? If they go overseas and give a fatwa, do you think people are going to listen to them? Nobody's going to listen to them. Nobody's going to pay them any mind. So why would you put his word over the word of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Nah. This is the truth, and once the truth has been made plain to you, you accept it. That's it, khalas. And you don't want to accept it, khalas. That's on you. But that marriage is no longer valid. And now that person's going to be considered a fornicator. And because now he's got the chance, now he knows what he's done wrong, he's got the chance to fix it. Go call the father up and say, look, this is what we did, and I'm sorry. Apologize to him. You already, maybe the girl already has a kid or two already. You think now the father is not going to want to legitimize the marriage? Khalas. Be a man and own up to your mistake and take accountability for your situation and fix it. But being like this, swerving, trying to get away from the haq. That's a hypocrite female. That's not a man. That's not even a mu'min. That's not even a mu'mina. You know what I'm saying? That's not a man. A man takes accountability. You messed up, you messed up. That's it. Own up to it and fix it. But don't go say this Imam told me. No, who cares about the Imam? You gonna answer for this on the day of judgment. What was that? If somebody pulled up, look outside, say. Huh? That was Robert. Woo. Man, Robert, they running out the door. They about to do some harm.
I was ready, man. And I told you after last Sunday at the restaurant. I didn't even tell you what I did.
Ooh, boy.
I had to escort someone the other day.
I thought it was about to be a pay-per-view showdown right now, but that was Robert.
Yeah.
And the way y'all ran at the door, I'm like, what?
Because he went that way, because I figured if they shut that door, they gotta come back down the stairs. That's the only
Yeah, you
way
want to
out.
catch him going out that, yeah, because there's no other way out.
On the way out, you can't go out there, when they get to the alley or over that wall. You gotta come this side.
But if they go up, they're gonna have to go against me.
You gotta come down, come back across
Ooh,
some
boy.
stairs.
So all of action on a Friday night.
I only really came down halfway.
When I was driving out,
I wish the people could have seen that on the live stream, but they just see the brothers just run to two different doors, like, you know.
I told myself when I was driving to pick up the burger, I said, today is a very bad day for someone to come and try something.
All right, I guess a lot of people here, they're going off on Daniel. They never even left the country. Yes, scholars, just Takfiri Deobandis. Here's the funny one, the Becky. You know, because he talks like a white girl, so I call him Becky Khomeini. Because he's like an undercover Rafidi, right? So I say, Becky Khomeini, shut up. You know, it's like, huh?
ما كنت أعرف شو خميني بس أنا
Huh?
ما كنت أعرف شو خميني بس أنا عارف.
Yeah. Because that's who he defends now. He defends the Rafida. Oh boy, all over social media. You know, Allahumma musta'an. Allahumma. Anybody that listens to him, man. Allahumma
Daniel Hakikachi, you know the Muslim skeptic? His YouTube name. Right?
Yeah, the only thing he's skeptical about is Islam. That's it. That's what he's skeptical about. The religion that he hates the most. Because they said something about his sheikhs. His sheikhs are not takfiris. His sheikhs are Daniel, with Dave, Tom, and Stephen, and Thomas, and Bobby, and Billy. Those are his sheikhs from Harvard. That dude ain't sit with nobody. Whatever this person's name is, Sarah Leanne or whatever. Their women are generally better than all the other Christians, I'm assuming. Speaking about the Amish. Are there Amish in Canada? I don't know. They're mostly in like Pennsylvania. Like they're also in Pennsylvania, but then they got them like Ohio, places like that. They're normally like in the areas where it's like real rural. You'll see them. If you go up through Pennsylvania, you'll start to see that Amish country. You'll see it. Yeah, man, that's a different life. Hamid Jamal said, instead I found these short 100 hadith books, Sahih Hadith. Is it good to start with? Yeah, inshallah. Anything that gets you started. I mean, I advise the people just to take, you know, like you get a book like Riyadh al-Salihin or something like that and just start taking the hadith out of Riyadh al-Salihin that you love. Because there's just certain hadith that you just love this hadith. You love it. Write those hadith in a notebook and just start memorizing. That's where I got the concept from daily hadith from that. Because that's what I used to do when I was in Damaj. I would sit there and listen to all the hadith that the sheikh used to say. And I'd be like, I like that hadith. Let me go find it. Write it down. Memorize it. You know, and then, so that was where the book came from. So I was like, let me just go ahead and compile all these hadith into like, you know, where it's like one hadith for every day that the person can sit down and read, even though we don't read every day. We read it like, one hadith or 3 hadiths every 2 weeks or something like that. So, but inshallah, we're going to start doing it daily, inshallah. Now that Isha is it's getting earlier, so I told Hamza, I said, even if we have to, we'll do the daily hadith after Salat Isha, even if we have to, inshallah.
It says, Hamza, you gotta add me in the group, book group.
You gotta send some information.
I mean, I don't want to just give out my information.
No, that's what I'm saying, like, I don't know.
Oh, wait, tell Hamza, like, drop his Instagram.
Put like Instagram or Telegram or something where you can contact the person and write to him and just give him your number so he can put you in the group. Because if you're in the group, at least that way you'll know when if there's no class that night. Because that's why. Yeah.
Wait, tell Hamid, drop your Instagram and I'll text you, inshallah.
I don't know who this person's name is. I guess his last name Aboudi Sadiq, I guess his name is. Aboudi. Do I have to go to pray Fajr in the masjid to pray if I live in the middle of a city that's very unsafe during those times?
Yes.
Now I was about to say, hold on, man. I was like, wait a second, you live in the middle of a city that's unsafe. It's like, wait, don't we come to Fajr every single morning? Man, come on, no.
I leave like places where mansions are at, come over here and still pray
Nah,
when I'm not kidnapped.
Look, the brothers in Damaj prayed Fajr when they were under attack from the Houthis. They went in the masjid and prayed Fajr. I don't think your city's that dangerous. So they would not leave, the Sheikh would not leave off Fajr in the masjid even when they were under attack from the Houthis. When the Houthis were sniping them, the Houthis were doing all this type of stuff, bombing their houses and bombing the brothers on the mountains and all this stuff, and they didn't leave off Salat al-Fajr. So unless you can say that your house is more, your neighborhood is more dangerous than that, and then huh?
حتى الجمعة
Huh?
حتى الجمعة يعني مع إنه في حرب يعني حتى لو الناس يعني يتكفرون.
Actually, he didn't leave off any of the salawat in the masjid.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kept all the classes going even while the war was going. He didn't stop any of the classes. The only time when it stopped was when he taught the classes all the way up until the night before they left. He finished, he was going over Jami' Ulum al-Bayan al-Ilmi wa Fadlihi li Ibn Abd al-Barr, and he finished it. He finished the book the night before they left.
To where?
To go to Sana'a, when they had to leave the masjid. He finished it that night. So yeah. Huh?
حتى في هذا بيجيب في اليوتيوب في فيديو يعني يظن هو يأذن أو ينقذ الناس من الصلاة في المغرب في بين الحرب.
Yeah. Now there's an audio where the rocket actually hit the masjid. I have the darts. It's on my laptop.
Anyone died?
Where I don't know. The rocket hit the masjid while the sheikh was teaching, and you could hear it like boom like that, and the sheikh was like, Allahumma sallim, Allahumma sallim, Allahumma sallim, you know, like this. But he just kept the darts going on. You know, he was worried because he was worried about like, the masjid, like maybe the walls or something collapsed. But no, he just kept. That didn't stop him from teaching them. So Allahumma sallim. Maybe I'll post it on, I'll go post it on Telegram or the audio.
Hamid Jamal put his Instagram as Abu Abdurrahman.
Hold on, Sarah Leanne said he keeps slandering Ustad Faris al-Hamadi. Daniel, because what happened was Daniel and all these guys, they were pushing Andrew Tate as the next prophet. You know, we're like, they're going to follow anything that Andrew Tate does, we're going to do it. Andrew Tate smokes a cigar, cigars are halal now, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? So you got all these idiots that running around trying to impersonate this guy, instead of going back to the sunnah and doing what the Prophet ﷺ, like, you know, this is what you do. This is the sunnah. This is, you want a blueprint of how to act like the sunnah. You want to be a man and you want to say, oh, you know, this is all about manliness, then who's the greatest of all men? Yeah, definitely ain't no Andrew Tate. You know what I'm saying? A little, you know, dude that's running around with women and, you know.
His circle is not open.
Yeah.
He has a closed circle. He tell you, he's got his 5 guys and his 10 guys, and that's it. So his circle is not open. All you can do is be a groupie.
Yeah, and that's what all the.
You can't be with him. You can only be a groupie.
Well, that's what all these Muslim du'at online were trying to do. They were trying to be like, you know, like an impersonator of, you know, like an Elvis impersonator of Andrew Tate, right?
That's all they can be is groupies.
But watch this now. So Daniel was attacking Faris, but not severely. Then Andrew Tate went and took a photo and was praising Faris al-Hamadi, right? Then what happens now is that Daniel makes takfir of him. Daniel calls him a zombie.
Yeah. Remember last time when you started talking about something and then Mujahid was like, hey, the Wi-Fi doesn't work no more.
Yeah.